Well, most people, even Trinitarians today, many of the standard Bible commentaries and study books and so on, agree that he's there talking to his unique angelic council. You have thousands upon thousands of singular pronouns for God. That should settle the issue. In 4 texts only in the Bible, you have the word us. One of them there is in Genesis 1, let us make. So you look around at the other us texts, the US us texts, and you say, let's see if they throw any light on this. And you immediately come to the one in Isaiah chapter 6, which in verse 1 says, I saw the Lord God sitting on his throne, lofty and exalted, and the seraphim stood about him. Those are super angels with their various wings. And one of those called out to another. There are lots of them, several of them. Down in verse 8, then I heard the voice of the Lord, Adonai, saying, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? That's to say, for us, including the angelic council of seraphim, to whom God was obviously talking there. So it's very strongly suggestive of the fact that when you have those 4 us texts, US us texts, as distinct from thousands upon thousands of singular I, me, him, himself texts, he's talking to his angelic council. And that's what the rabbis would have said too. He's inviting them to take part in this decision. Why not? Then I said, one of them spoke up, I'm here, send me. Hineni shlacheni. Here am I. Go and tell these people. And then he got his message. So that's very clear. This was Isaiah's commission. So when he asked then who will go for us, actually Isaiah spoke up, said, you can send me. I'm ready. Here I am.
Just to expand on this a little bit, here's a interesting quote from, let's see, this is the Word Biblical Commentary that you might find helpful. Let us create man should therefore be regarded as a divine announcement to the heavenly court, that is the angelic hosts, drawing their attention to the master stroke of creation, us, humans, as Job 38:4 and 7 puts it. And in fact, the use of the singular verb create in the next verse does in fact suggest that God worked alone in the creation of mankind. Certainly, the New Testament sees Christ as active in creation with the Father, and this provided the foundation for the early church to develop a Trinitarian interpretation. But such insights were certainly beyond the horizon of the editor of Genesis. Yeah, this is quite interesting, this comment from the Word Biblical Commentary.
Very good.
Authored by, obviously, Trinitarian evangelicals.
Yes.
But I like that last line. Such insights were certainly beyond the horizon of the editor of Genesis.
Yeah, that's a very, very understated way of putting it. They were beyond the horizon, trying not to be too offensive. What do you mean they were beyond the horizon? They were completely out of range of anything that any of those Bible writers imagined. Excellent. That's a very good quotation. The one in Job 38:4 is interesting. 4 and 7, verse 38, chapter 38 and 4 of Job says, where were you, Job, when I laid the foundation of the earth? When the morning stars sang together, those would be angels. So the angels are certainly present at that creation. That could be an indication that God consulted. He called his attention, that quotation of yours was from a Trinitarian source, which makes it all the more telling, and no longer trying to force a Trinitarian idea into the Jewish creed, which we know was never Trinitarian. Jesus recited the Jewish creed in Mark 12:29, proving that Jesus himself was never a Trinitarian. So if you want to sound like Jesus and think like Jesus, you might want to seriously consider believing in the one unitary monotheistic God of Israel and of Jesus, not the triune Trinitarian God, which is a much later invention.